Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight is a very special night in that it happens to be my father's 65th birthday. According to the internet, the word fascination is the power to fascinate someone or the quality of being fascinating. For me and my generation, it's always been, well, video games. Now, my father, you know, having been around for as long as he has had the pleasure of actually being exposed to all sorts of different types of medias out there. In the early days, people used to get entertainment from sports. For others, it's movies, and others, it's just regular television, and some it could even be YouTube. I mean, this video notwithstanding. I always felt that video games are unique in the idea that, not only are you part of the action, you're also more or less watching a story. You fill a role without actually having to rehearse things like you would in a play. Back in the early days, and I'm talking about 30 years ago, I remember a long time ago that one Christmas, I guess as a gift to themselves, more or less, my father and stepmother would actually get a Super Nintendo. And as a form of entertainment. Much to perhaps my parents' dissatisfaction, the video game console was more of a console with which our generation was into, and not so much my father. While we had always before we had gotten a computer, we would actually play on the Super Nintendo, and in the days before my father would eventually migrate to PC gaming, he basically played a myriad of games on the Super Nintendo. Now, as my tribute to him, I'm going to sample some of the Super Nintendo games that are actually part of this collection. Unfortunately, not all the Super Nintendo games are on here. Some of the notable ones that are missing that we played were King Arthur's World or Utopia, Gary Kitchen's Super Tank 2, Super Conflict, and I think there was another war game too that was World War II era, I guess. Liberty or Death is another one that we used to play, or he used to play. See, my father was always kind of interested in the more strategy-based games, and he wasn't so much a platforming kind of gamer. He would eventually. That's not to say that he can't play first-person view games, but he always got a kick out of the more strategic games. Not so much not necessarily a tabletop adventure like Dungeons and Dragons, but, you know, basically the kind of games that you click on a guy and you tell him to do something, right? Not unlike games like Command and Conquer or Command and Conquer Red Alert, both games of which he would eventually play, upon his departure from console gaming to PC. But anyway, as a tribute to him, I'm going to play just the games that I can play that are actually available here. And yes, I have a Super Nintendo controller here. I think we should start this tribute by playing the game that came bundled with the Super Nintendo, and that was Super Mario World. Now, let me just start by saying that this is not going to be a full-on playthrough. It's not an official video. I'm just going to play for as long as... I'm going to play either a set period of time, or at least as far as he's gotten. Oh, okay, I guess I can use this one. We'll skip the opening cutscene, but... So, yeah. So, yeah, my father wasn't really much of a... Oh, wow, I died in the first level. He wasn't really so much of a platforming kind of guy. That's not to say that he... I'm sure if he had played more games, he probably would eventually get better at it, but... You know, like he always used to tell me, it's important to make a good first impression, and, I guess platformers just weren't really his cup of tea, I guess. Something about the emulation here just feels a little off. I don't know if it's because I'm trying to record footage or what the deal is here. You can hold an extra item in the box at the top of the screen. Press select to use it. Super Mario World, at least as it is on the Super Nintendo, is kind of strange because it kind of goes back to the formula of, get hit twice and you're dead. As apart from later entries in the series, when Mario gets hit, he would revert to Super Mario, and then he would revert to regular Mario. Okay, I can't actually get that. So, fun fact, on the Super Nintendo controller, the X and Y buttons act the same way, but they can also function independently of each other. Right now I'm holding the Y button to hold the shell, but if I press X while holding Y, I'll fire a fireball independently of the item I'm holding. And since the item was destructible by fire, well... So this game has 4 switch palaces. The yellow one can be found here, the green one can be found in Donut Plains. Unfortunately, I won't be going that far into the game. If I'm going to dedicate this video to playing multiple games, I gotta condense as many games as possible into this. So don't worry, this video won't be more than probably an hour, maybe 2. So if you're not into tribute videos or what have you, feel free to skip to the other videos or whatever. Okay, that just tells you how to do a spin jump. I've watched other videos about Super Mario World on the SNES, and it's amazing how some people can find ways to break the game just by a series of actions. There's this one where you can actually warp to the end of the game from here, or even have a cloud in your inventory box. Okay, that just tells you about the midway point. But what it doesn't tell you is that if you're small Mario and you hit it, you turn big. That's That's the way it usually is in Mario games. Now, Super Mario Maker 2, you have to it won't actually make you big unless you go out of your way to reward a player. So, fun fact there. Also, if you already have Yoshi and you find a Yoshi egg, you get an extra life. So the purpose of the switch palaces is to fill in these dotted line blocks. Right now, I don't have the yellow switch palace in, so that is a bottomless pit there. Alright. I guess I should probably dispose of this guy first, huh? Come back. There we go. Oh, shoot. Hold on. Little trick there. You can actually renew a P-switch. I do not think you can do that in Mario Maker 2, unfortunately. A lot of the mechanics that are showcased in this game that you can pull off here, you can't do it in the other games. So that either tells me that you were never intended to pull off certain tricks, or maybe that's just a thing they changed for later iterations. Either way. Okay, this one tells you about the quote-unquote dragon coins, which are actually Yoshi coins. One thing to point out is that the level music actually changes depending on whether you have Yoshi with you or not. If you hop off Yoshi, if you listen real carefully, nice little touch actually. Oh, go down here. This one tells you that if you press and hold the B button while you jump on an enemy, you can actually gain a little bit of an extra height boost. Okay, I did not collect enough coins in the level, so that one didn't reward me with a 1-up, but I got one anyway, so. This is another one of those games that used to be a little bit more challenging when I was much younger than it is now. I mean, you'd be surprised. I mean, the older games are such that people have actually modified and actually speedran the game into the ground. I mean, there's a channel aptly called Speed Gaming that constantly goes to, you know, things like Super Metroid or Mario Brothers, Mario 3, and Legend of Zelda and Link to the Past Legend of Zelda. Just go down here. Okay, so fun fact, this small area here, you know how there's 5 Pokies here, or a 5-stack Pokie? If you didn't have Yoshi with you, these Pokies would actually only be 3 high. Also, if you're in a level that you've already cleared, you can exit it by pressing Start and Select. Now, if you're in a 2-player game, you'll switch to the 2nd player. This is another one of those games where, unfortunately, in the original release of this game, Mario and Luigi were basically just a palette swap of each other. Other iteration... Oh, slow down there. Oh, shoot. Well, so it goes. This is also, I think, the first game that if you have a Starman and you constantly bash enemies in succession, you can actually get 1-ups by increasing your score. Okay, I didn't get any stars that time, but... Yeah, so I think in the original Mario Brothers, you'd only get, like, 100... Or, you just get points for it, and even then it wasn't multiplying. Okay, press up on the control pad, cling to surfaces. You can press X, Y, or X to, you know, bash the Koopas. Those are the turtles, by the way. Or, since you're not technically touching the ground, you can get on top of them and constantly hit them in the head here. Get in there. At least unlike in Super Mario Brothers 2, or at least the Mario 2 that we got here in the United States, at least in this game, the explosion says boom and not... Or no, actually I think it did say boom, or bomb. Hold on. Let's back this up a bit. No, it actually does say bomb. Huh, weird. I always thought that one said boom. Yeah, for whatever reason, an explosion says bomb and not boom. I mean, it's a Japanese anime kind of thing. You know, like we didn't know what an explosion was. Okay. Well, before I continue on to the next level, I'm going to go ahead and fill out the yellow blocks here. Alright, start select. Okay. Okay, so the Switch Palaces are supposed to be bonuses, this one being the easiest, as it just creates a whole room full of coins. Now, there's a reason I showed you that P-switch trick, and that is that this will what I've just done will effectively allow us to effectively be able to maybe collect all of the coins instead of just a good number of them. As long as you're quick enough to grab the peace switch, that is. Now, I know I'm making this look easy, but it can be actually quite difficult to hold the controller in such a way that you have to actually move your index finger on your right hand in a position to where you can actually touch the... Okay, well, I guess I got them all. Alright, so you come in here, and presto. Yeah, this game, in its original release, see, not a lot of games actually had a built-in save function. Some games, actually had password systems, but this was one of the games that actually had a battery with which you can actually save a game's progress. The batteries are actually quite small, and I think you can replace some of them, really. Of course, these days... Oh, speaking of... I just remembered, this was also one of the games that we had a Game Genie for back in the day. For those of you who don't know or were too young to remember it, Game Genie was actually one of the earliest form of cheating devices that you can affix to, that you can insert into a cartridge and put into your system to effectively give yourself, to basically effectively cheat at a game that you owned. Now, you might think that Nintendo was okay with that, but no, actually Nintendo hated the idea. In fact, they even tried to sue the makers of Game Genie, which at the time I think I think it was owned by Galoob. That's the name of the company. I didn't come up with the name, but anyway, Nintendo hated the idea of someone using a cheating device, as they thought it basically messed with the game or ruined it in a way that was not intended. But ultimately, a judge ruled in favor of the makers of Game Genie, citing that, you know, because at one point, because for one, you know, the Game Genie did not wreck a person's copy of a game. It only enhanced it, right? Or gave players an edge. And, you know, it gives players an edge of a game that they already effectively bought, you know? You know, citing that it's just like owning a book. You know, if you already own the book, you know, who says that you have to start on chapter 1 each and every time you pick up that book, you know? Much like how we have save game functionality on some games, we should be able to start a game from wherever we want, right? Of course, you know, although cheating devices would continue to be made until at least in the 2010s, eventually it got to a point where it would boil down to... It went from cheat codes to game devices, or cheating devices, to save states and emulators. You know? So, which, arguably, some might say is like the ultimate cheat code, to be able to just reverse time and do one particular action differently. Like that one right there. Me? Okay. I won't abuse the system. But you get the idea, right? I remember trying to use a Game Genie on a SNES copy of Mario RPG, which I have around somewhere. Of course, course I don't. Of course I had to pick. I picked it up from a thrift shop, so of course it was a second-hand game. But still, dang, that copy might be worth a lot of money actually nowadays if I can find it. I don't know how much money, but I don't know. Shoot. Okay, so anyway, this is a bonus game. If you get 100 stars, you can play this mini game where you try to line up 3 in a row. Okay, I got 1 extra life there, but... Okay. You know, at one point, we actually had a strategy guide for Mario World. It was in a book titled Mario Mania, which at the time of its release was a definitive, you know, not only a player's guide on Mario World, but also, you know, everything Mario had done up to that date. You know, it was the Mario encyclopedia of its time. I mean, I don't object to the idea of owning a book or a strategy guide, but I don't know. It's like, these days, you know, I mean, you have an internet, so why bother, you know? If you can find a strategy guide, chances are it was made just for the novelty of having it, you know? Not to say that a strategy guide today wouldn't be valuable, but... Okay, blue shell. Boom. Alright. That's a trick we did with... Okay. Oh boy. Okay, well, that was just a way to get extra lives anyway. I mean, I already got 35, so don't really need any more. Oh, that's a weird picture of Mario. We'll just take a picture of that. Alright, so... Alright. So let's just grab a second feather and try to blaze through as much of the game as possible here. Yeah, if you got enough running distance, you can effectively, you know, skip over most of the game this way. This one tells you about the difference between yellow and red dot levels, with red dot levels indicating that there's a secret in the level. Okay. Nah, I won't bother. You know, the old voice actor Charles Martinet for Mario, recently effectively retired. And, I know it's kind of hard to imagine, you know, this game without, or games, or later games in the series without Martinet's voice, but in the cartoons, based centered around Mario's adventures, he and Luigi were not voiced, by Martinet. No, they were actually voiced by different people. So, okay. Guess we'll go back in here. Yeah, the thing about water levels that I don't like very much is that they're not quick. You can't just blaze through this, you know? Okay, I'm going to have to actually go in here, because... Kinda want a fire flower for this. Okay, lost it immediately. Oh, I didn't know getting a... I'm pretty sure getting a power-up didn't used to nerf your balloon power. I wonder if that's just something they tweaked for the emulated version here, or... Oh, well. No big deal. Oh. Yeah, one of the things about trying to get an item from the gold post, while you're underwater, the item floats, so... Okay. So there's supposedly a trick that that as long as you touch the bottom left corner when you open these boxes, they'll always be right, but I can never seem to pull it off. Alright. And that's one way I could go. Or there is a secret up above here too. Fly up here. And you get to play another game. Okay, well I jumped through the bricks there, so automatically lost that one. I'm gonna try to climb this as quickly as possible. I mean, I don't have a... It's not that I have a plane to catch or anything. It's just, like I said, want to try to squeeze in as many games as possible so that the video is not too long overall. According to the analytics, you guys don't particularly care for long videos, especially ones of poor quality. I mean, yes, the quality of my videos might be better now than they were at the start, but, you know, the audience is going to be the audience. That reminds me, I have to figure out what I did with that capture card, that other capture card I bought, and dink around with it a little bit more. See if I can actually pull off a 4K or a 1080 video. Probably not with the laptop I got, but, you know, all the more reason I need your help and support. I mean, seriously, at the low cost of free, you can actually subscribe and click the bell icon on this channel and help me grow as a content provider. Okay, but that's not the route. That's not the route my father took. Unfortunately, I'm not going to play to the World 3 castle because, you know, Dad never made it that far. If you press and hold up on the D-pad when you try to use Yoshi's tongue, he'll actually stick out his tongue in place as opposed to leaning forward. Okay. Well, before I take on that ghost house, let's go back here for a moment. See, well, crazy part is the internet. Although internet had always existed in the mid to late '90s, it wasn't as robust as it is today. So, chances are a lot of what we learned about could only be found mainly in uh, Nintendo Power magazines or word of mouth, or strategy guides like the one we used to have. Fun fact, we actually owned 2 copies of the strategy guide. One would eventually get destroyed by, well, let's just say destroyed in general, for reasons I won't go into. And the second copy that we got would also be destroyed, but mostly by my sister. So anyway, this is the secret area. You can get whatever you want, whatever you need here. You can even enter this level and come back in multiple times just to get 1-ups here, so. I'll grab Yoshi, not that I need him. Okay, so that is Super Mario World. But that wasn't the only game we owned back in the day. My father also got this All Stars pack, which was actually basically the 3 mainline Mario titles, as well as a new entry in the series, the Lost Levels, which, funnily enough, was actually the true Super Mario Brothers 2 that they got over in Japan. Of course, although we had a collection of games on here, my father only really was interested in the original Super Mario Brothers. He might have dabbled in like Mario 2 or Mario 3, but they were too different, I guess, for his liking. All right, but let's get into it, huh? Hmm. Alright, well, that was Super Mario All-Stars. Or Super Mario Brothers, to be specific. Another of the games he played, was a rather challenging platform, and one that's probably more in line with Halloween, and that was Super Ghouls and Ghosts. So the princess that Arthur here will eventually have to save in this game, uh, her name's Princess Prin Prin, which I assume is short for princess. So yes, I guess you could say her name is Princess Princess Princess. Something I want to check real quick here. I don't know. Can I do this? Okay, two controllers are connected. Let me look something up real quick with my phone here. I want to see if let's see. Super. And Okay, the options screen. Okay. Okay, so it said 2 controllers are connected, right? Yeah, go to exit. Then hold L, R, and start on controller 2. L, R, start on controller 2. And press start on controller 1. Yes, alright. It actually does work. So yeah, I guess you can do a stage select for this game. In here I was afraid that the emulator was going to, because the way the emulator is set up, because a hard controller isn't plugged in, I was afraid that it wasn't going to recognize a second controller, but no. Even if there's only one person playing a game, a second controller can still be read, apparently. Okay, so areas generally only have 2 areas. The final area, I think, is actually... So, if I did, like, area 1 or area 2, would that be the difference between the good and the not as good ending? Okay, let's just... Okay, well, here you can set your options. I'm not really in... I'm just going to do normal. Not really interested in doing... Probably give myself like 9 lives or whatever. Sound modes. This is probably one of the few games that, instead of calling it mono, it calls it monoreal. I don't know if that's European or something, but... Yeah, it's like... I mean, new is actually short for nuavo, or nuevo, or whatever. But here in the West, we just say new, you know. Anyway. So, anyway. Enough of the enough of the flexing there. So anyway, Arthur shows up to some shindig, I guess. Fun fact, I guess this is the 3rd game in the Ghost and Goblins series. The first one was on the NES. The second one, I guess, was on the Genesis? Yeah, pretty weird. Capcom was one of those companies that made games for other systems and not so much dedicating themselves to one company or the other. You know? So come over here. Oh, okay. Crossbow. That's good. Yeah, if you jump in the right spots, you can get, like, treasure chests to appear. I think this is also the first game in the series that actually had an armor level in between iron and gold. This is actually supposed to be the bronze armor. Or at least I think that's what the game manual called it. A middle ground between the magical gold armor and the iron one. If you fire a weapon when you double jump, you actually have a little bit more oomph to that weapon's attack. Oh, believe me, Super Ghouls and Ghosts is actually pretty difficult, or can get very difficult, especially if you turned up the difficulty. I would say between the NES version I played and this one's actually a little bit more tolerable than the other. Okay. Okay, that's just a bear trap there. And second area reached. Yeah, the game typically has a 2 hits and you're dead mechanic. If you're in your boxer shorts and you get hit, you turn into a skeleton and die. Okay, so it just shows you the map there. And yeah, turn into a skeleton. I mean, I could abuse save states, sure, but I don't know. I think it ruins the authenticity of the skill set. See, my philosophy, like, when it comes to cheating, when it comes to the use of cheating devices, like, if a game of skill turns into that of luck, like if you're trying to go for 100% completion and the only way to get a certain item is through complete random chance, you know, then skill kind of becomes moot, you know, because at the end of the day, nobody really has time for all that, you know? Yeah, one of the drawbacks of this weapon is that if there's any loose projectiles still out, that you cannot actually fire another projectile until one is already off the screen. Yeah, you gotta actually snipe the mimic while he's in his chest. I mean, I guess it's not technically a mimic. I mean, most mimics in video games these days are just monsters that disguise themselves as treasure chests, but these mimics are more like a monster that's in a box than anything. I don't know. Different classifications, I guess. I don't think I want that one. Damn, I missed that chest over there. Yeah, fun fact, if you miss a chest in this game, you know, the item that would have been inside the chest you missed is just going to be in the next one, so you're not missing out on anything, but then again, I mean, if it's an item that would have been hurtful to you, like a mimic, or not a mimic, like a sorcerer in a box or something, then yeah, he's just going to appear in the next one over. You know, it's probably better to open all of them that you see so that the next one isn't going to be something bad. Oh boy. Damn. Alright, let's just back that up a bit. Alright, let's back it up even further. Oh, this one's actually good. It's my favorite of the abilities. You can just create twin twisters that absolutely wreck everything. Oops. Fun fact, you don't have to actually wait for the sound effect. As long as the icon for the ability you want to use is on the screen, it's usable then and there. I did mention that the levels are time limited, right? I mean, this is a problem because, well, this boss here is only vulnerable until after he's fully on the screen. Yeah, so he's got a bit of a grace period of invulnerability. You know, a lot of people call them iframes or short for invincibility frames, but to me I think there's a difference between being invulnerable and being invincible. See, the way I see it is that if you're invincible, you can inflict pain as well as not feel it yourself. On the other hand, if you simply can't, if it's just so that you can't, feel any pain, you're invulnerable. Okay, well, I lost the armor, so I'm gonna make the attempt. Yeah, I don't know the official name of this. Oh, I did it. I don't know the official name of that guy, but I guess I'll just call him Barnacle Head because, well, he's covered in barnacles. I mean, hello. No. Yeah, Arthur's jumps aren't exactly perfect. You have to basically account for things. Well, anyway, that's about as far as he got in the game anyway. So, that does it for Super Ghouls and Ghosts. Let's see, what other game did he play? No, I don't think he... oh, right. He actually played this game. Okay, alright, well that's... oh, right. I think once you get the sword, the B button's the sword and Y is typically the magic. So the castle guards that are standing guard outside here are actually, they're not quite mind-controlled yet. I mean, that's the whole premise as to why the guards actually attack you later in the game, is that they're all being manipulated. You know, I don't quite understand why this guy right here, which the game is basically telling you is your uncle, why he bothered to try to save the princess himself. I think what it is that that message that the princess or Zelda sent telepathically, you know, his uncle probably received it too, and I don't think the message was intended for any one specific person, so much as it was the princess just crying out for help for anybody to come and rescue her. Okay. So anyway, this is the map screen, but if you've played this game dozens of times or done it to death, you don't really need the map. I mean, unless you're unless you're playing like one of those randomizers that I believe a channel called Speed Gaming actually has a bunch of people, competing, to see who can complete the game the fastest. But even then, they usually take this game and do it in a randomizer where, all the game's treasures are actually just in random spots around the world, and it's up to, depending on the kind of randomizer it is, depends on, who gets to beat the game first. Some randomizers have you go around getting all the crystals. Spoiler alert, this game will force you later to go out and get 7 crystals before confronting, Ganon. Oh, fun fact, if you tell the NPCs that you don't understand, they basically just repeat everything you say. So don't expect a layman's term version of what they said or a recap. Fun fact, this is probably the only full heart container you can get from a chest in the game. Others you have to get by defeating bosses. And so the game begins proper. You're supposed to go to them. Now, I already know where to go, but for the sake of authenticity, we're going to go ahead and go to the village anyway. See, talking to the villagers or visiting the elder's house doesn't change exactly what happens. You know, you can actually just go to the Eastern Palace, which is that small structure right there in the center of the screen now. You see it? You can actually go there from the bat, right off the bat, and, you know, be on your way. Now, before we actually go into the... Before we actually go into the village proper... There are a couple of things I want to get here. Hey, this is a secret hideout for a gang of thieves. Don't enter without permission. By the way, heard one of our ex-members sing. See, now why would he elicit that information to me? He must not be very good at his job if he's supposed to be standing guard, but whatever. I believe this item here, the mushroom, can be obtained over and over again, but you'll only ever have the one mushroom, so... And no, once you get a mushroom, once you exchange this mushroom to someone who needs it, you can't get that mushroom again, so... I don't know, I guess the developers wanted to make absolute certainty that you actually... yeah, for whatever reason, they felt the need to fill the forest with fake master swords, I guess. Anyway, this guy tells you that this building here used to be a gang out for a hide of thieves, I guess. The thieves aren't dead, they... Oh, I actually need a bomb to come back here. Alright, I'll be back. If you know where to look and how to obtain them, you can get pieces of hearts scattered throughout the game. I think this was also one of the first Zelda games that actually... Or no, actually, the original Legend of Zelda did it too, where certain sections of the wall were actually more visibly notable than the other. Alright, I should have more than enough to buy one of the bottles. I'm not sure if holding a glass bottle above one's head is necessarily a good idea. Okay. So now, we'll do this basic puzzle here. Okay. Okay, so the person you're supposed to talk to as far as how to find the village elder is this kid here. And, you know, as I said before, we we already knew where he was, and I could have just gone straight to the palace even, but... So anyway, this guy's gotten into a argument with his brother, and he, for whatever reason, decided to punish his brother by sealing him in the other room. Then again, he wasn't really sealed. I mean, he can get out right here, you know. Come to think of it, this is a bad placement for a house. I mean, look how much space there is between the front doors and the cliff. Alright, well, that's all there really is to do in the village for now. There was a library that we passed up, but... you know, that's not going to be helpful until after we complete the first dungeon. Okay, so, fun fact about this flute-playing kid here. Supposedly basically people in town have been saying that people were disappearing all over the place. What's really happening is at the boundary between this world and what's called the Dark World, which was formerly known as the Golden Land, people are actually being sucked in to this world, this other world. Now, you've just witnessed that the flute-playing kid had gone in there, but I can leave, come back, and he's still here. I'm not sure if they intentionally... kept him from leaving the light world. I mean, he doesn't go away either until you actually get the flute or turn him into a tree. Spoiler alert, but... I mean, this game's over 20 years old. I don't think it qualifies as a spoiler anymore. Okay. Now, they say to come back later, but later is just basically leaving the area and coming back. Yeah, I decided to take a slight detour, not even talk to the elder before coming in here. Grab some extra cash here. So these things with the skulls on it are called anti-fairies. But if you sprinkle magic powder on them, they become regular fairies. Oh, I think I may have gone the wrong way entirely. Yeah. I think I've gone the wrong way. I'm usually pretty good at avoiding red herrings. Huh. So, while I was picking a save file, you might have noticed that there were numbers beneath the character names, or the save file names. Those are games that were already completed. Now, this game, or the original SNES release here, treats a game as not only the number of times you've booted up the game to play it, but also how many times within this game that you've died. Not just died and not just, being dead. I mean, it also counts how, the times that you've actually fallen and a fairy had to bail you out. The GBA port of the game would later correct that and just strictly referring to just the lives lost. That did not include fairy revivals. Forgot one of them had a key. And yes, this game spells fairy incorrectly. I never noticed this, but... Huh. Sorry, for whatever reason, I thought Link's shoes weren't red until after he got the boots. Okay, so we've come up to the about the 2-hour mark here, so I'm going to go ahead and just call this good here. Actually, I think this... You know what? Why don't we just create a save point here? No, load this one. No, I think this is just my... Okay, well, basically, I go around, get stuff. Oh, I didn't get the ice rod in this one either. Okay. Well, anyway, we were coming up to the 2-hour mark of this video, so I want to get to the last game of this video anyway. Let's see. At least I think... Yeah, I don't think he's played any of these others. No? No, although I think he probably would have loved F-Zero, actually. Okay, well, the last game that I'm able to play in tribute to my father was this game. Okay, options here. Game level, normal is okay. Time limit, it's either on or off. On's fine. Anyway, So yeah, Tough Enough was one of the. We didn't have Street Fighter 2, but growing up, we had Tough Enough on the Nintendo Super NES. It was also the only fighting game that my father had actually touched. He never beat it himself or anything, but you know, my father and I actually did enjoy the two-player option, though. The thing is, though, I mean, simply selecting the two-player option, I mean, well, you can see for yourself. I mean, you only have choice of 4 characters with this guy and the other guy actually being the same guy, just different palettes or different character models. So, same moves. So really, you only have choice between 3 people. However, again, let me quickly look this up here. No, not Rough Enough. Okay. Just hold select in the stage selection screen to access button config and select the power-up in the story mode. And I think that slow motion during a one-player game. Press start on controller 2 for slow motion. Okay, and then it gives level passwords. Okay. Oh, really? Well, anyway. So there's a code that you can actually input for a 2-player game to actually select any of the other boss characters that you would go on to fight later. No, I didn't. Don't tell me I have to restart. Yeah, reset game. Sorry about that. The ability to rewind time is limited as far as how long you can do it for. I think it's like 60 seconds or something. Okay, so start. Basically, whoever you pick, you fight the others you didn't pick, so yes, the one I picked actually has his own stage within the game's only about 10 stages long, so I can't remember the moveset for this guy, but okay, so the moveset is basically, I think, similar to Ryu's moveset from Street Fighter, I guess. Okay, so basically the game sports a replay of the last moments of the fight. Wish I remembered how to do some of the moves. Might actually be easier on my thumb to actually use a regular game control or a pro controller just to get the arcade stick feel, you know. I guess that's as far as back as I can go. God, what the hell? Don't worry, I'll worst case scenario I'll input codes to get to the other fighters, show them off, but okay, so let's see. Stage 2. 4, 2. 427 271 or no 427011. Oh, whoops. Oh. Story. Okay, here we go. Alright, 537. 537 611. Oh, come on, I gotta at least win against one. Oh, whoops. Alright. Had to beat one. Okay, so Beans. Yes, that's his name. Beans is the guy that we saw is the guy we actually saw in the story mode or the intro. Okay, I guess Dolph is pretty interesting, I guess. Yeah, he's one of the only bosses that actually has a special intro. Not sure if you'd really want to call Dolph a fighter so much as he's just some guy wielding some weapons, swinging them around. Mm. Wow, 500, 500. That's easy to remember, actually. Okay, well, it's been about 2 minutes 30 sec... Or 2 minutes, duh. 2 hours 30 minutes. I'm just gonna go ahead and input a password. Oh, hey. I'm just gonna go ahead and input the password for the last fighter, or the final boss, just to show just to show you what Jade the Fighter King, is all about. I don't want to get completely massacred, so I'm just gonna input the one for the normal fight. 463455. All right. So anyway, that was tough enough for the Super NES. Now, at the time of this recording, the last game I wanted to play, one of the first few games that my father ever played that originally was released on the PC way back when. Unfortunately, that game has yet to be released as of this recording. In fact, I don't think it'll be released until about, the 29th, the 30th? So, anyway, arbitrarily, I'm going to have to break this video up into two separate videos, this being a part 1, and part 2 will probably be released about a week later. Unless, of course, I'll have it recorded long before his birthday, but, unless my father inquires about the second part of this video early enough, it'll probably be released a week after his birthday. So unless he makes the request, you'll have to wait, or not. Anyway, I'll reveal that game later. But anyway, thanks for watching this showcase, I guess, and to help me celebrate my father's 65th birthday. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. As I said earlier in the video, for the low price of free, you can actually help me attain greatness by simply subscribing, clicking a bell icon, and liking the video in general. So, anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in another LP.